Hi, guys, and welcome to the Legacy Boss Podcast. We're so glad you're here. I'm Shauna Klein.
I'm Marcy K.
And we are so excited that you guys are here today. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we focus on each week. We work on business strategy, mindset alignment, and a little bit of love and fun growing your business. And we want to help you make better decisions faster. And so through all that, hope you will join us every single time that we get together. So for more information for our training, our videos, our tips, visit our website at legacyboss.com. So today we are talking about showing up and serving. Super excited about this topic.
Me too.
And I cannot wait to dive in some of the misnomers and some of the things that people just aren't getting right. So without further ado, let's get started. So welcome back, guys. So we are talking about authentically showing up and sharing yourself with others. I think that this is such an important topic, such a big thing of, hey, I'm just going to throw it against the wall. We talk about that all the time, Marcy.
Like
people
spaghetti.
Just throwing it up against the wall, and they just want to know how they can make lots of money.
Yes.
That's really like, I just want to make money.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, and I think that, we're missing a key of making sure that we are making people's lives better. So we are going to be talking today about showing up and serving and giving you guys 3 keys. And our first one is how to authentically share yourself with others. Super, super important. So let's make it clear. This is like building a block, or building a brick wall, not a block or a block wall.
With blocks.
This is our hardscape. So there's a ton of advice out there right now that's circulating that says that you just get your stuff out there. Yeah. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah. And I mean, that's true, right? I mean, you need to show up, you need to get out there, but you have to be authentic in the process, right? Like, you have to be authentically you when you are showing up, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And I think that there's so many people out there telling you that you just need to focus on numbers and focus on likes, and that if you are popular and you get, thousands of likes, then you have hit it. You are in it to win it.
Right? And now, while that may be true, and I mean, there's no denying, when you get those big followers, then certain opportunities might open for you. But I think what people are forgetting is those people also get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
But they might not have the freedom to do what they want. Okay. Right. So it's like, there's certain, like, I'm thinking of like fashion bloggers or like those girls on YouTube who you're just like, how is their feed so gorgeously put together? And they get, crazy amounts of likes and all those things. But what you're kind of failing to see is what's happening on the back end. And a lot of these accounts spend a lot of time in these like and follow groups. And I'm not here to dog anybody. But if all you're doing is the time in between your photo shoots and posting them on Instagram and, tagging your sponsors, then all you're doing is spending time liking and following everybody else so that you get those likes and follows reciprocated. But it's not necessarily equaling the ching, ching, ching financial freedom that we're looking for.
Well, it's really funny that you say that, because I just read a huge article about this guy who is a photographer and brand builder. He wanted to disprove this myth that you could take anyone from anywhere and you could make them an instant overnight success. And it was crazy because they actually cataloged 3 different people's lives through the
Okay.
whole process and through the whole journey. And they were filled with photo shoot, launching, and then a ton of bots that were automatically just cataloging info. They weren't
Yeah.
real people that were
No.
actually following them. And so
No.
it the 2 of the people out of the 3 dropped out because they said it was so inauthentic. They were being asked to promo products that they did not use, did not
Yes.
like, didn't want to endorse. And 2 of the 3 people said, this is not for me because I would rather any day of the week have a true connection than
Yes.
a false connection that's really just setting me up.
Yes. It's just like when you were a kid, right? You might have just a few real friends who were real friends, and your life was so much more fulfilled than maybe being the most popular person out there, but not really having someone that you could confide in, someone that you could truly call and be like, I need help. Now, mind you, you're not like calling the people on your social media, but it's still that same premise, right? It's like
Right.
it's better to have those real connections than just the numbers that don't equate to what your business goals are.
Yeah, but this following this systems of likes and popularity is not necessarily turning into people who buy.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
there's tons of these social media influencers that have these massive, huge followings, and these people don't have any buyers.
Right? Or the numbers don't equate to what you think they would
Right.
on social media. And then
Yeah.
you have people that have a very small social media and they're killing it in their boutique online or with their
Because
sales.
yeah, they've connected with the people. They're having these authentic conversations and they are showing up for their clients and their customers and they're being real. And then they're having this no like and trust factor and they're moving into the sale. So
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah. So definitely, again, and we've kind of talked about this before, but it's that quantum leap. Like there is no quantum leap. It's okay if you're growing slow because your
Mhm.
foundation is becoming very strong. So
Right.
don't, compare. That kills everything. It's that thief of joy. Stop that comparison of just the numbers and just focus on you showing up and being authentic to your audience. And that will grow your business. I mean, it does nothing but doing that.
For sure. So our second key is always lead with value.
Yes.
And I
Always
think
lead with value.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think you have a story about something that's happened.
Well, I was kind of just thinking like, okay, where's a time that, I was just super authentically me and seeing that result via social media, since that's kind of what our topic is here, right?
Yeah.
And I just went back to kind of just a recent fun thing I did on Instagram Reels because that's kind of the place to be now. Stories are great to reach the current audience that you have, but Reels are really a fun place to get new people to know who you are. And so, I've been sharing some fun ones over there of like helping with mindset tips and this and that. But then I was like, I'm going to share a super authentic, just like totally low key reel. And for all those other mamas out there who feel my pain of distance learning, Shauna knows what I'm talking about, right? Like, I am not a fan of homeschool. I'm not a fan of distance learning. And other people might be, and that's okay. But authentically, me is I'm not. So I did a
Well,
green screen
you
of
have
like,
6 kids at home too. So
yeah,
let's put
so
that
that
in there.
compounds the pain of my soul. So I did a green screen of just like this fun scene. And I mean, I had a sweatshirt on of my son's college. Like I didn't like do anything fancy, put some sunglasses on and I'm dancing around drinking a drink. And I just put a fun little post up there that says, this is how I am on Saturday when I don't have to do distance learning. Like I'm having a party at the beach. And then I had my 3 youngest just pop up behind me of like, oh no, we're still here. Right. And then one of my daughters like pounded me on the head. I started laughing. It was like an 8-second clip of just goofiness, but it was like, hey, if you're following me, perhaps this resonates with you, that distance learning is hard as a mom building a business. Right.
Yeah.
And it was double the amount of views of any reel I've ever had. I got some new followers from it, that wasn't necessarily what my goal was. It was just like, hey, mama, I feel you. I
Yeah.
understand your pain. And
Yeah.
so why that might not be super valuable in terms of like, oh, I got to write this down. This is a hot golden nugget tip. What it did is caused value for other moms out there that are like, yeah, this sucks.
Right.
And thank you for admitting it. Right. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just, sharing your highs and lows and your pain points, because then other women will be able to feel that from you and go, wow, okay, you are being authentic. Like you don't have a perfectly posed picture with your child going, I love homeschool. If you don't, if you do,
Right.
go for it. Right. And
Yeah.
so while that might be kind of a silly story, it's just another way of showing up online as being real in
Yeah.
whatever that looks like in your life.
Yeah. So ultimately, you're going to attract mamas through that are authentically on the same struggle bus as you, trying to work several businesses and homeschool, and all the other things that go along with it. And I just feel like it's super important that you also are able to interact. They leave a comment, or they send you a laughing face. We are able to connect with them, and then that is how we build that rapport that moves us to the next part of where we're wanting to go. And I think it's so vital.
Yes.
And it's just a good thing. So
It is
our
a good
next
thing.
yeah, our next key is to be consistent. And I want to drill down to this because I feel like this is the thing that is people's biggest Achilles heel. There was a boss I had years and years and years ago. I was a sales executive for a healthcare company, and she was getting some information from the VP of sales, and they were talking about numbers, and I had a whole entire state, and someone in a boardroom in Seattle was deciding my fate. Each month they were going through reports and things, and so this VP of sales says, hey, listen, I need you guys, this was to my whole team, be consistent. And we're like, we are consistent. We are so consistent. And she was like, I bet you're not. And I said, we're looking at it going, we are. And she said, let's look at your numbers and let's go back. And I bet you feel like you've visited and you've met with those clients, but I bet you it's been longer than 6 weeks. And so we went back, we did this whole exercise where we went back and we're like, oh my gosh, it's been 4 or 6 or 8 weeks. But the problem is that we were so busy being busy. We thought we had been very consistent with all these accounts. And she said, unless you're showing up consistently all the time, you're not building value. So let's go deeper here. Let's talk about this pain point that some of us have and what affects our business in such a huge way. And that is drilling down to how much we are engaging with others.
Yes.
Consistency is so paramount. I mean, when is the last time that you reached out in a private message, a DM, an email to your previous clients that you have not talked to in a while? Like, we're talking about product-based clients. They haven't bought from you in 2 months. So do we just go, hey, no worries, I guess they'll come back when they're ready?
Right.
No. So, when's the last time that we have, Marcy has a great follow-up system in her planner where it's basically, it has a couple, Marcy, I think you have like 2 or 3 places where you can write people's names out that you need to follow up with?
Yes. Yeah. So in the planner, there's definitely in the daily pages, it's like, hey, who you're going to follow up with today. And then I have actual follow up pages with little, check marks of, here's how many times that it's generally takes, which I think the average now is like 10 or
It is
11.
10. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gone up. It used to be 7 to 10, and now it's
Yeah.
like closer to
Now
10.
yeah, and it's like or up to 14 or something of how many touches and how many conversations or sales conversations that you need to have before you bring someone from not knowing about your business to knowing about your business to buying from you. And
Yeah.
so it's nurturing those relationships in a real and authentic way. And one thing I found, because again, I am so anti copy paste scripts.
Mhm.
Um, unless you can put your own spin on it, right? And it really is your voice. I mean, they're a great place to start from and to get that verbiage, but you still have to put your own self in it,
Yeah.
right? Is something I even like to do is I'll just record a quick voice message. And that's different. Like not a lot of people do that. And so if you get a
Yeah.
voice message, just say, hey, oh my gosh, was just thinking of you, XYZ, blah, 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 and insert some personal information there, that people go, wow, like that's amazing. Or you remembered that. Or again, like on some of my follow-up pages, I have spaces for like their birthday or their anniversary, or even just to take notes. Like what if your customer said, hey, I'm going to go on a trip to Paris for a month, hit me back, March 1st. Well, then you pull out their follow-up card and you leave a quick message. Hey, I hope Paris was amazing. Super jealous. Just thinking of you. They're going to go, oh my gosh, you remembered me. You
Right.
remembered that tidbit. And
Right.
so it's making those real connections to have not just a relationship, but a real relationship. If you
Yeah.
write it out like that, right? That will make you stand out from the crowd and really grow that, know, like, and trust factor for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, it's oversimplifying something that's really simple. And I think that
Yeah.
so often right now in this virtual world where everything is moving so fast, we're losing that connection. And when we don't build that connection, then we create a bunch of buyers that buy from us one time. I don't want someone to buy from me one time. I want someone to buy from me with no expiration date. I don't want someone to buy the creative product or the one product that they need on a regular basis and then all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I'm at TJ Maxx. That looks fun. Let's get that. I
Yeah.
want them to consistently say, no, wait a minute. I enjoy this from this person. And so being consistent is so huge. It's so big. It's so big. It's so big. So showing up, making sure that we are being consistent is super important, guys. So let's talk about how people feel when we engage with them,
Yeah.
especially during this coronavirus.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
It's everything. It's everything to have your audience feel like they're connecting with somebody on some type of a level. And again, the more real that you can show up, the more that you can share parts of yourself that maybe put you in that vulnerable place will make connections that you might never realize that you have. You might just share that, you're having a bad day. I mean, not that you want to be negative, but you're like, oh my gosh, I just, woke up in a mood today and I'm, really struggling. And so I'm working on these, mindset strategies that are really helping me pull me out of this funky funk. Like, do you have any tips that you do? People are going to go, yeah, I do. So,
Yeah.
showing up real, giving, some real information, some help, and asking in return, what people's opinions are, what tips they have, putting those engagement, requests in your posts that will foster those comments. Those can be everything. And now you start a back and forth in the comments like, yes, this is what I do to help pull me out. I go for a walk, or I put music on and be goofy with my kids and dance. And you're like, yes, that's the best, right? Now
Yeah.
you're having a conversation. And then other people, love to stock combos. I don't know if you know that.
They,
People will
they're
sit there and
comment.
the conversation. They might not comment, but they'll stalk you and they'll
Yeah.
go, okay, that resonates with me too. They might
Yeah.
again never leave a comment, but
Yeah.
you are creating those ties and those real connections in times you don't even realize it.
So true. So making people feel special is essential. Finding out common ground is epic to moving the relationship forward.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
we have to find common ground. I mean, let's be honest. We are in a society where we have been sectioned off in terms of just things have closed down. We're
Yeah.
more in pods now because people are working from home. You know, stores are closed. There's just such a different cadence going on right now. And I think it's finding that common ground is essential because
Yes.
it makes you feel like I'm not the only one. I'm not the only person.
Yeah.
And it really helps move the relationship forward. It's so key in any of this.
Yes.
And then finding people who buy from you once should never be your business plan.
No, like that's crazy. No. And so to get them to come back, of course, your product has to be awesome, but your customer service really has to be awesomer, if that's a word.
It is
Because
now.
yeah, it is now. It's awesomer, like hashtag. So you have to have those connections because people are craving it this day and age.
Well, and then that moves you back to we've talked about it in previous episodes. If you haven't listened to our episode about nailing your niche, we talk about the know, like, and trust factor. Yeah. And I mean, it is essential. I mean, I keep saying essential, but it is necessary to have those 3 keys, which I call it's funny because I said that these are 3 keys, but those are my building block keys, is the know, like, and trust factors. But that's the business strategy for a successful business.
Yeah.
Because it's a continual rotation. It's bringing somebody in, building rapport, shooting them a message, building rapport, getting them to know you, building rapport, getting them to like you, getting them to trust you. Then they're buying. So it's this constant wheel. And when you reach out, you told me that story about this recently. When you reach out to someone that has not bought from you in a very long time, and all you say is, hey, hope you're well. And then they turn around and go, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you the other day. I need to purchase something.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it's just, hey, thinking of you, or you comment on one of their, if they come through your feed, you go, I love this. Hey, miss your face. It doesn't have to be this big, what am I going to say to try and hook them and bite them, get them to bite and buy. No, it's just when it comes from a place of your heart, when you're showing up to serve and just be that person, that of course you have your store, your shop, your product, but you're also that person in that store, in that shop, in that product with a smile on your face that wants to help them and serve them and just be a fun smile in the darkness that they might be in. That's going to stand out far greater than that perfectly presented Instagram feed that, frankly can get kind of boring, like that's not life. And while you might escape in that sometimes, feeling connected is truly the key. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it so is. And we've got to be consistent and showing up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's every day sharing something, with the thought of, I'm going to show up to serve you. I'm not going to show up and pitch to you. I'm going to show up and share to you. I'm not going to show up and just give you my link to order. Like, we get enough Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and TikTok has ads now. I mean, we get ads. We want a real person behind that ad. That's the key.
So we've been talking about just making sure we're showing up for our clients, making sure we're showing up and being authentic. And we want to make sure that we are doing the things that are necessary in order to build that rapport and to move our sales forward, to move our relationships forward, to move our all of the things that encompass moving your business forward and doing it. And so if you are kind of sitting here going, I have no idea who my ideal customer is, go find the Nailing Your Niche podcast or on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it on YouTube, where we take a deep dive into knowing who you're selling to, because that's going to be super vital. And if you don't know who you're selling to, it's going to be really hard to build trust and rapport.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to nail down your niche. We had so much fun saying that word last time, right?
It's all about the niche. But we just wanted to reiterate that you guys have got what it takes to move forward. Just make a plan of taking 2 to 3 clients that either are your ideal client or have been your ideal client or are currently a client that have kind of fallen off the wagon as far as you keeping up with them, and reach out to them. Send them a voice note. Voxer's great, or WhatsApp has a great feature. I think you can even do it on Facebook now, like a DM.
On Messenger.
And or send them an email, or give them a shout out, or do something that's going to initiate that conversation again so that you can build that rapport and you can move forward. Because again, we don't want one-time product clients. We want return clients over and over and over again. So make sure that you subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
Down here.
Subscribe.
Apple, Spotify, Google. I mean, we're on pretty much most of them. And then if you're watching this on YouTube or you are not, you're listening to on podcasts, make sure you go over to Legacy Boss YouTube channel and subscribe. And then hit that bell so that you get all the alerts for sure. And make sure you check back with us. Our podcasts drop every Tuesday morning, and our YouTube channel drops this every Wednesday evening. So you'll have lots and lots of good value. But we do have some freebies that we will put in the comments. So go check out those freebies. And then I don't know if I should be sharing this or not, but we've got some big things in the works.
Yes.
And we are working on some huge things to help you stay connected with your ideal customer. So we will be talking about that over the next few weeks and next few episodes. So stay tuned. More info is coming at you. So we hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.